Okay, so for this video I'm going to show how the PRS-350 handles various types of PDF files. Let's start off, I got them here in the collection. Let's just start off with a basic text-based PDF. So this doesn't have any complicated formatting or anything, it's just, text. So there are a few different options. First thing you can do is you can reflow it, anything above small. Well, small is a normal layout. Extra small will also reflow smaller text. And there's large as well, some of various sizes. Okay, so let's go back to medium. So that's what it looks like reflowed. So this won't work very good really on complex PDFs, but text-based ones like this is about what you'll get. Pretty typical. Okay, so let's go back to normal. There's some other options here as well. You can margin cut. This seems to work sometimes and not so much other times. There's 2 and 3 page split, column split. I'll show you that later. And there's also the full page. So another thing you can do is obviously zoom in. They got the custom zoom dial on these Sonys. And then you can pan around. A new feature on this one, they got the lock, so that you can turn pages with the zoom setting locked and then re-unlock it and then go back to panning around. If you don't want to use the arrows, you can also just drag it like this. And there's some presets up here. Width, the height, here's the orientation switch. And go to columns. Okay, so one thing, let me show you here. You can adjust the view to make the contrast darker, I've found. Make the text darker, so you can get quite a bit darker. I found that this is a pretty good setting. Sort of high right there and down to -50 or so down here. So that way you get the text is a little bit darker. Here, I'll show you back to the original. I'll do a close-up. So this is original, and this is with the darker setting. So that's pretty cool that they got that on there. Alright, let's go back to normal mode. Okay, so with PDFs you can add notes, access the dictionary. There's all the same features as a regular ebook. You can come in freehand right on it. Oops, I got to tap the freehand button first and do whatever. Add highlights. And it all gets added to a note list. You can bookmark it too as well right there. Close that up. And if you double click or single click, you can add notes to the page with the drawing or the keyboard. Keyboard keeps up pretty fast. You just type and it keeps up. Okay, so let's go to another page here. So that's about the features you got here. Like I said, you can double tap, get the dictionary. It's even got surprisingly good accuracy for the smallness of it. Okay, so let's go to some other PDFs. Okay, so here's a 2-column one. So the 2-column setting works pretty good in this instance. Wrong button. So obviously it breaks it into 4 different quadrants, and then it goes from top to bottom when you turn pages. So that works out pretty good for 2 columns. And so I got this one set to the darkest setting again, with the contrast here. So there's original, and the darkness helps a lot actually. So let me show you this one in landscape mode. Still not super readable in person. Actually, it's not very readable at all. So you're going to want to use the zoom in this instance. various levels. So that little thing shows you what part of the page it zooms at. Okay. So what's cool, there's some other options. Let's go to, you've got the table of contents, like page history, so you can go back, right? That's what works good when you're messing with hyperlinks, because it's got active hyperlinks, and then if you need to go back, you can use the history. Alright. So here is another PDF. This is just a single page. Typical layout. It's actually, this one's more readable than the other one, and then especially with the text darkened. So that one's pretty readable on that setting if you have good eyesight, and then change the orientation. It's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to show you one last PDF. It's more of a complicated one here. This is a larger file one, about 90 megabytes, and the PRS-350 handles it pretty well. It doesn't slow it down much. It does take it a couple extra seconds to load, but it handles it pretty decent. Obviously it's not too readable. Landscape mode and zooming is the way to go with these type of deals. So it is kind of tedious. It's really, I don't know, just a 5-inch screen is really not super good for PDFs, but I mean, as you can see, it works to get the job done if you need it now and then. A couple other features. It's got table of contents. It's got multiple levels. So that about wraps up the Kindle the PRS-350 PDF review. Thanks for watching. Check out the written review below the video on YouTube. There's a whole bunch of high-def pictures on the written review.